So let's talk about Ryan Garcia. As we all know, he has a fight coming up on the 9th of April, April 9, against Emmanuel Tagoe. I'm not even sure if I'm pronouncing his name right. Tagoe or Tagoe. Anyway, April 9, it will be his first fight since he fought Luke Campbell back in January of last year. It's been more than a year now since he last fought. And, he'll be back in April over at the Alamodome in San Antonio, Texas, USA. And as you guys can tell by the title, he has decided, Ryan Garcia and his team has decided to fire EDDY REYNOSO. Well, not necessarily fire, but no longer work with EDDY REYNOSO and Team Canelo. And instead, they've hired Joe Goossen for this upcoming fight against Emmanuel Tagoe. I'm not sure if it's just a one-fight thing, or maybe it will be a multiple fight thing, but it looks like he won't be working with Eddie anytime soon. Now, before I get more into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more boxing, and please hit that like button. It helps out the video, it helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So here's this statement from Ryan Garcia, according to Mike Coppinger, who writes for ESPN. Here's what he said, and I quote, it reads, "I'm excited to announce that I will now be working with Hall of Fame trainer Joe Goossen, in addition to my father, Henry Garcia. Joe's legendary career spans several decades working with championship fighters. I worked with Joe when I was growing up, and the two of us have maintained a great relationship over the years. I can't wait to pick back up where we left off and to continue this journey together. I'll now be working out of my gym, Fierce King, in San Diego, and my goal remains the same, to become a world champion. I would like to thank EDDY REYNOSO for everything. Eddie has been in my corner since 2018, and I've learned a lot from him, both inside and outside the ring. We built an incredible friendship that I'll always cherish. On behalf of my whole team, I wish Eddie continued success in his amazing career." So, yeah, is this a good move by Ryan Garcia to let go of EDDY REYNOSO and get Joe Goossen? In my opinion, it's a bad move. I think with Eddie, I think he has improved a lot. A lot of people say it's because of that Mexican beef, this and that. But, at the end of the day, when you look at it, he's a definitely much better fighter than he was compared to before he was with EDDY REYNOSO and Team Canelo. In the Canelo gym, he gets to be around very good fighters like Canelo, who gives him tips and tricks and advices. And in the Joe Goossen gym, or not even the Joe Goossen gym, he'll be training out of his own gym now. He won't get that type of crowd around him that will help him. Don't get me wrong, in my opinion, Joe Goossen is a very good trainer, knows his boxing very good. A lot of people say that he's not a good trainer, this and that, but in my opinion, he is. I mean, obviously, he hasn't had a big name in his stable recently that became a big star, this and that. But Joe Goossen knows his boxing, and going to Joe is not a bad. It's not a bad trainer. He's not a bad trainer, but EDDY REYNOSO and the people around him are just better. I mean, a lot of people bring up the language barrier because Ryan Garcia can't speak Spanish, so there's a they have to communicate through a translator, but it works. I think it worked the past few years, so I don't know why it can't work now. I mean, Canelo talks to him in English. But here's the thing, though. The way I look at it, if you remember, not long ago, sometime within the past year or so, Canelo made statements, criticizing Ryan Garcia, saying that Ryan Garcia needs to show up to the gym more, needs to focus on boxing more, this and that. And I feel like Canelo and EDDY REYNOSO are, criticizing him. And it's not like bad criticism, it's constructive criticism. It's criticism that Ryan Garcia should take and, think about. But I think Ryan Garcia is probably taking it personally, and maybe the criticism is getting to him and he's not handling it well. and maybe maybe he thinks that being around Canelo and Eddie with their criticism is toxic. You know how things are these days. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what his therapist is telling him. I don't know. Um, and maybe he just thinks that being around Canelo and Eddie is just a toxic environment. you know, um, that's a possibility, right? But we'll see. We'll see how. I mean, for this fight, I'm against Emmanuel Tagoe. Um, yeah, it won't really show much difference, in my opinion, because I think we all know Ryan Garcia is the favorite to win this fight against Tagoe. But when it comes down to those bigger fights, those big names, like a Tank Davis, like a Devin Haney, George Kambosos, Lomachenko, Shakur Stevenson, in my opinion, Eddie Reynoso would be a better trainer for those fights. But we'll see. We will see. I think I saw somewhere on Twitter that if Ryan Garcia doesn't come out to this fight against Emmanuel Tagoe, not wearing the no life, no boxing, no life boxing gloves or attire, which is by Canelo, then maybe they've split in a nasty way instead of in good terms. But we'll see. We will see. I think they're in good terms though. I haven't really seen anything from Team Canelo just yet of what they've said about this. But yeah, it's a very interesting move by Ryan Garcia. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And like always, have a great day. Alright, thanks.